And now I will share the screen for the Shanti part.
Shanti part.
Okay. Om Shantani Purvarupani.
Om
Shantani Purvarupani
Purvarupani.
Shantam no astu krita kritam.
Shantam no astu krita kritam.
Shantam bhutam cha bhavyam cha.
Shantam bhutam cha bhavyam cha.
Sarvameva shamastu naha.
Sarvameva shamastu naha.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Shanti.
Okay, so any questions from last time? Hari Om Prashanti.
Hari Om, Raji.
Any questions are there from last time?
Kind of, might be a repetitive one.
No problem.
In the last one, you said the primordial matter particles are there, and then the Mahat, the both are held together, kind of a meaning I understood. So isn't Mahat a transform of primordial matter itself? So
It is. It is.
So what are the two different particles that we are talking about here?
Which two different particles? I didn't get you. Can you just repeat?
Yeah, so
Retodha
here
asan, Mahimana asan. So one is the same particle. It is Ret as well as it is Mahimana. Mahimana meaning it has Mahima as its base, and Retodha being it is holding the primordial particles. I told you that quarks and gluons. So now we are talking of Paramanu. So one is you can say adjective of the Paramanu, that is Mahimana. And the other one is Mahima by itself is existing separately, and that is the other particle.
Mahat. Okay.
Yeah, Mahat. So like we know that Mahat is equal to Buddhi, which is present in all living creatures. So Mahat by itself also exists.
Okay, so now kind of I think I got the point. So the primordial particles are the ones which are probably converting into protons, neutrons, and then that energy is making them
correct. So like in the previous we talked about this Mahat having got created, no? In the third one we said Mahina Jayata Ajayata.
Right.
So that one now is being connected here, okay, at one level. So one is that Mahat is creating now more and more these other transforms. And on the other hand, it is also talking about the fact that Mahat by itself is existing separately.
So that Mahat also I kind of took it as a matter, but here now I understood the Mahat means Buddhi, or the intelligence part that we are talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we shall do our customary recap. Let me share the other screen, okay, with the verse in it. So Tiraschino, Vitato Rashmiresham. Who's going to take up this quarter?
I could try.
Please.
The Rashmi, which is, you can refer to it as, right, which is spreading laterally, is Tiraschino,
Don't take up that
Vitato
Adi Devik, you take the Adhyatmic one only.
Adhyatmic. So
Yeah, okay, that one
here
pending.
the way. Okay, so here the Rashmi is referring to the rains or the bond that we have with our karma,
Yeah.
which is again, putting, it's raining from all, everywhere, laterally from top and bottom.
Yeah.
And this is the one which will lead us to either the Janmas upwards or the Janmas downwards.
Yeah, that is in the next part. That is
Right.
Adhasvita Asid, Uparisvita Asid.
Adasvidasid, Uparisvidasid.
So Vitataha, what is the importance of Vitataha?
Vitataha means spread, or
Yeah. Yeah.
the samskaras and the bandhas that are spread across.
So the rains here, this your pap and punya are the rains which are now controlling where you are going next.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they are extending far into the future.
Far and wide.
Yeah. Okay. Then somebody else for the third quarter, Reto Dhasan, Mahimana Asan.
Shall I take it?
Please go ahead, Gauri.
Okay, here it says that previous line, there is a Rashmi. So Rashmi is not a light rays or anything like that, but it is our samskaras. Here it means, or rain. No, for the horse we have the rain. Similarly, this is the rain for us, which controlling factor for our human beings and all, for all the living beings. And then it says retadha mean here says that the bodies, no, the hierarchy of the human being or hierarchy of the beings. So that's what is tells about that. And then Mahiman Adha Svita Asit mean lower type of the beings like trees and insects and all. And another one is called Upari Svitaha. That means the upper, higher levels, a higher basis of mammals and men and all, they do come in that one, it says. And then it says that Swadha.
Wait. Swadha, that's it. That's good. All right.
Swadha.
Let somebody else take Swadha. So Swadha Avastat Prayatihi Parastat. Another person. Somebody. Okay, that leaves Ahan and Anuj and Uma. Go on, one of you has to take it up. No? Okay, then.
Okay, basically it is the subtle and gross body that is being distinguished here. Basically the Atma and Sharira aspects, I think, is the linkage created here. So Swadha Avastat Prayatihi Parastat. So the Atma is the subtle body which is in kind of the controller, and Parastat, the Sharira, is the through which we conduct the activities, efforts. So that connection between the Atma as the ruler or the Sarathi and the Sharira as the Ratha is described here.
Yeah, so when you say Sharira, then Sharira by definition excludes Atma. Okay, so here this Swadha is talking of Swayam Dharayati, iti Swadha. So this subtle body, which consists of, the pancha prana, panchendriya, that subtle body does not require anything else other than the soul, of course, to maintain itself. So it doesn't require food, pran, etc., which the gross body requires. So that is what is being talked about here, that swadha avastha. There is, from the beginning, the swadha is associated with the soul. Prayatihi parastat. So prayatihi, I have given two meanings. One is prayana, which is given, which means that the gross body which leaves, which comes and goes, that body comes next. So that is associated with the soul once birth happens. Okay, so that is why it is parasta. The second meaning which I have given to you here is that which makes efforts. So prayatna, from there this prayati. So this is also the gross body which makes the efforts, which is visibly, all the efforts which you see are happening mostly in the gross body. So these are the two meanings which are over here.
Okay. Parasthat in leaving that particular body and getting another body, no? Parasthat and parasthanam is a similar word, is it?
No. Parasthat means later. Avasthat means former or before.
Okay, parasthat.
Okay. Hello, Kala.
Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm late.
You are just in time for the new verse. So now we will start on the last two verses, and these are really beautiful. I hope all of you enjoy it. This is the one which makes this Nasadiya Sukta really beautiful poetry. So I was thinking that the method of chanting which I'm using, which is my old way of singing Trishtup, is not right. So let us put it in a more serious way, since this Sukta is a little more, Gahan Gabhiram. So let us chant this one, the sixth mantra. Ko atha veda kaha ka iha pravochat.
Ko adda veda ka iha pravachat.
Kuta jata kutamiyam visrishtihi.
Kuta ajata kuta iyam visrishtihi.
Arvak deva asya visarjanena.
Arvak devasya visarjanena.
Atha ko veda yata ababhuva.
Atha ko veda yata ababhuva.
Okay, so I will first read out from this screen itself, which I'm sharing with you, this Western translation, which gives a pretty decent literal translation. So it says, but after all, who knows and who can say whence it all came and how creation happened? The devas, gods themselves, are later than creation. So who knows truly whence it has arisen? So this is the prevalent meaning, and this is by which people generally go. And lucky for us that we had Swami Dayanand, who explained it better, because what this particular translation is implying is that God maybe, nobody seems to know from where this has come, and nobody can know. Okay, so here let us go step by step again and see a better translation. Ko atha veda ka iha pravochat. Ko Adha Veda, here the Adha means factually. Who can know properly with all facts from where this Srishti has come? Kuta Ajata, from where this universe has come. Let me take up the second part actually first. Kuta Ajata, from where this universe has come. Kutaha iyam visrishtihi, from where this these vivid types, different types of beings have arisen. So many different beings are there in this world. Such a wonderful creation is there. From where has this come? Ko atha Veda. Who knows this factually? Ka iha pravochat. Who can, if nobody knows it, then how can they tell? Okay, so who can tell here what the facts about the early universe are? Arvag deva asya visarjanena. The devas came before its creation. 1 second. Before its creation, visarjan typically means actually something which is destroyed. But here it is the opposite meaning, because we can also mean prakrishtena. So this special creation, the devas came before, came after it. Arvag is after it. Atha ko veda yataha abhavuva. So therefore, atha, that means therefore, who can know from where it has arisen? So devas here have two meanings. One is the learned people, not gods as is given here, but learned people. And the second is natural forces. So we had seen in the this fourth verse, okay, that Kavayo Manisha Hridi Pratisha Niravindan. Remember here in the fourth verse that the Kavis, that is the very, very learned sages, can see how the Sata and Asata combined. So this seems to be the opposite of that. But what it is essentially saying is that even though these people can see things in their mind's eye, they can never know it in full detail. They will only have a hazy picture. So the best that souls can aspire for, the best knowledge, will be always hazy. It can never be a full picture. And this is as it should be, right? That is why we say that souls have limited powers and God is the Sarva Shaktiman, because he is the only one who can handle so much information. We, even in our pure state, cannot handle all that information. So one more example to give you is the karmas and their consequences. Okay, so this question keeps coming up again and again, that if I could know what is the consequence of a particular karma, maybe it will help me to take a better decision on doing or not doing that karma. So, but that is not possible, because your karma doesn't go, one karma is equal to one consequence. Doesn't work like that. Many karmas can give you one consequence, and one karma can give you many consequences. So that arithmetic is again beyond the scope of human beings. We do hear stories where, even in this Raghukul, that Kavya is there, Kalidas is in that, they Raghuvansham, correct. So in Raghuvansham, they how the Dilip, one of the early kings, his earlier these things, deeds were understood by Vasishtha, and then he told him that this is the Pashyatap which you have to do. So like that, you have many stories in which the seers could see into the past and then tell you that these are the things which you did. So they can also see that little bit of the past and a little bit of the connection between the deeds with the consequences. But again, it will never be a complete picture. It will always be a very, very limited picture. And that is what is being emphasized over here, that the Devas came later. And so it is not possible for them to have a factual picture of that situation. Even if it is presented to them as in this sukta, and even if they try seeing it through their mind's eye, it will not be possible for them to see everything yatha yatha as it is. Okay.
That reminds me, Uttara, when you said this thing, the story goes, I don't know how far it is true and all. Rama goes to the 14 years of the Vanavasa, and the next Janma and Krishna's Janma, during that period, Krishna is taken away from Devaki and is given to Yashoda. Yashoda came as a Kaushalya came as a Yashoda, so that's why 14 years he stayed with her. That's the story goes like that. No, you just said no karma, how the karma works. One karma can give you multiple results, and multiple karmas can give one result. No?
Yeah.
So that's the way, and that's why when he asked Devaki asked, why you have Krishna, why you put me in the, you have so much of power and all, but why didn't you make me like that? So he said, you are the one previous Janma, the Kaikeyi came and you separated us.
Correct. So like that, you can see a lot of stories in Ramayana and Mahabharata, which talk about direct connection between the consequence and the deed. Okay.
Results, yeah.
Okay, the other meaning of this here, taking Deva as learned person only, is, for example, scientist. So just like we were talking about the fact, let me stop this share and tell you about, share that other screen, that timeline screen with you. So here, as I told you, this is the only picture that we are able to gather today. And it's very difficult for us to say anything about this section. So the same thing the Vedas are saying, that since the learned people have come later, they can discover up to a certain point which is available to them. And subsequently, what happened before that will always be just a conjecture. You can make an intelligent guess about it, but the fact remains that that will really be an extremely hazy part of knowledge, and we will never really be able to know it fully. Okay, sharing that whole screen back. The other meaning of Deva is the forces of nature. So here again, what the Vedas are saying actually links up with our knowledge today, that the forces of nature which are there, they came later, after creation had gone to a certain extent. In that same picture which I showed you just now, around 37,000 years happened before really the laws of nature as we understand them today were properly established. So we are doing this extrapolation backwards of the universe. From where we stand today, we are looking back and trying to rewind the clock, following the laws of nature as we understand today. But at some point very close to the beginning of the universe, all these laws of nature break down, and physicists today and astronomers are able to tell you that yes, at this point the laws of nature do not work anymore. They are able to come to that conclusion actually. So that is what this is also saying, that the devas, that is the forces of nature, came later, before creation, after creation. So there is no way for you to be able to extrapolate right to time 0. It is out of question. So atha ko veda yata ababhuva. So then who can tell from where this has come? Okay, so those initial a few seconds of the universe are completely out of our reach, and in fact a little more, till some laws of nature are established, and then only we can work backwards and say, okay, it must have been something like this. All right, so ko adha veda kaha ka iha pravochat kuta ajata kuta yam visrishti. Who can tell from where this universe has come, from where these multifarious beings have originated? If they cannot tell, that means if they do not know what it is, Ved actually means no, sorry. So who can know it factually? So then if they don't know it, then how can they tell? Pravocha, how can they tell anybody what has happened? Because this is because Arvak Deva Asya Visarjanena. The forces of nature and learned people have come after creation, and Atha Ko Veda Yataha Ababhuva. Therefore, who knows what happened before, from where we have come? Here, this I have taken this meaning of Visrishti, that is of beings. Other commentators have taken this as the universe itself. So in that case, if we take Kuta Ajata and Kuta Iyam Visrishtihi, both to mean the universe only, then there would be a Punarukti dosh, which means a repetition of the same thing. Okay, which is considered a dosh, a defect in a document. So something coming from God cannot be allowed to have a defect. So therefore, we must have separate meanings in these two places, Kuta Ajata and Kuta Yam Visrishti. So I have taken this as Kuta Ajata is talking about the material universe, and Yam Visrishti is talking about beings. And that is how this is also corroborating the two meanings which I have been giving you for the previous two verses as well, that is fourth and fifth. And in this way, the two meanings, the Adidevic and the Adibhautic meanings of the mantras 4 and 5 are now getting merged over here. And this mantra is talking about both meanings. And that is why I feel that my taking two meanings for the last two verses is correct. Okay, any questions are there? Okay, so we'll quickly just repeat this verse. We have around 10 minutes on this session. Iyam visrishtir yata ababhuva. Please repeat after me.
Uttara, you have gone muted.
I have gone mute. How is that? No, I am not muted. Can you hear me now?